Alright, so Yeat just dropped his brand new, highly anticipated project, A Dangerous Life. And by far, as a personal Yeat fan, this is an amazing project and I absolutely love it. So far, I'll have to say my favorite song is definitely My Time. I just think that shit hits so fucking hard. But I've been seeing so much hate online. Like, so much hate. And I know that this is just the internet. The internet just hates. That's just what it is. But I just think we need to, like, move on a little bit from this old Yeat. And now, I know people gonna have their opinions or whatever. And honestly, I'm fine. If you like old Yeat, that's fine. Like, go ahead. Like, that's chill. Like, old Yeat is good and will forever be one of the best sensations in the underground. But as like an actual, like, real current fan of Yeat, I think that his evolution and how he's evolved and how his music is going is one of my favorite things that I've ever watched in the underground and, like, then into the mainstream, I guess, because Yeat hasn't been underground for a very long time. But I don't know, this project to me, it just feels well put together. It feels complete. It feels finished. It feels like it was something that he was proud of. It feels like something he put effort into. Do I love every song? I mean, I am a Yeat fan, so kinda, but, like, there definitely is certain flaws on certain songs that, you know, maybe don't hit as hard for me, but as a biased Yeat fan, because I'm coming on here, I'm being biased, I love this project, and I think everybody should give it a chance before they start shit-talking this shit. And I know, this is the internet, we just listen to this shit once, and then we immediately say our thoughts on it. But I feel like 3, 4, 5 months go by, and these people are going to be saying different stuff. That's what I'm feeling. Because I believe there's a lot of potential with this album, just like there was with A Dangerous Summer and 2093 and stuff like that. I really think that this is his best project. And this could just be like the, whatever it's called, the fucking first day of, like, listening to it. But I've been listening to this shit for the last fucking damn near almost 24 hours. I think I have a pretty decent consensus on what songs I like, what songs I don't, and how good I really think this project is. But if you don't like it, that's honestly fine. And I can't even lie, like, some of the reasons that people don't like it are kind of valid. They are kind of valid. And I do understand it. But from, like, a different standpoint of, like, watching Yeat evolve over time, I really just think that he definitely put a lot of effort into this work. And I think this is exactly what we've been waiting for. This is the kind of project that it's been, like, you know, 2 years in the works for this thing. So I kind of honestly really fuck with it, and I didn't expect anything extra from it, honestly. I mean, is there other songs? There's a lot of leaked songs and unreleased snippets and stuff like that I would have liked on here. But if he does a deluxe, I mean, it's still possible for those songs to be on here. I don't know if he's going to do a deluxe. I really hope he does. But I think this is a great project. I mean, he is becoming one of those big artists who is going to have these big features. He's going to be trying, like, to achieve bigger things. Like, this is no longer 2021, 2022 Yeat who's just trying to make it out of the underground. Or even just, like, trying to get into people's playlists and, you know, get some traction. This is now Yeat who has already done all of that. And now he's trying to get things like, he's trying to get a Grammy, he's trying to win awards, he's trying to just be bigger and bigger and bigger and test out new sounds and do new things. And, I mean, he's been in the game for so long. At some point, you're gonna have to do something newer in order to stay at least the tiniest bit relevant. I mean, regardless if people like or don't like this album, the fact that you don't like it or do like it is actually a good thing because it keeps people talking about him, which is exactly what he needs and what he wants. Because if nobody's talking about your project, then, you know, then you failed no matter what, whether it's good or bad. If nobody's talking about it, then you failed at what you're trying to accomplish. And what you're trying to accomplish is relevancy. That's what he wants from this. So obviously, every artist, when they drop an album, they want to stay relevant. But if you drop something that's either mediocre or, you know, something that's really good but doesn't stick around for a long time, you're not going to stay relevant. But something that like this, where it's like, okay, you got a lot of people that like it, a lot of people that kind of like it, and a lot of people that don't like it, but also it's a new sound, so it can evolve over time, and people can change their opinions very, very rapidly and very quickly. It's something that's going to keep people talking about him for months and months and months. Whereas somebody who drops, like, the same stuff all the time, well, okay, it might still be good, but nobody's talking about it because it's nothing new. It's nothing for people to get used to. It's nothing for people to change their opinions on. It's nothing for people to get angry about. But when it's something like this, it creates traction. It creates conversation between people. Like, I mean, you take one look at Twitter in the last 24 hours, and you see people going back and forth in every post about this thing, talking about what songs are good, what songs are bad, arguing with each other, and all of the above. And do you really think Yeat cares that much whether some people hate it and some people like it? No, he cares that people are talking about it, because if you hate the album, but somebody's like, oh, this song was really good, well, now you're gonna go listen to that song again, and then be like, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't that bad. Or if somebody's like, what the fuck, this song sucks because of this, and now that person that liked that song is gonna be like, wait a minute, that actually happened, and then they go listen to the song, or the whole album, or whatever. It's like an infinite loop of people continuously talking about it, and eventually, the sound will develop for some people, and people will end up liking it more than they did before, which I think is what's gonna happen in a couple of months. Some people that don't like it are gonna end up liking it more, and maybe vice versa for some other people. He's accomplished the goal of relevancy still. I mean, the fact that he's being talked about this much and yet the album is still performing well is a good sign, because that means he's still staying relevant, even though there's like a lot of mixed reviews about this album right now. I'm not gonna say whether or not I think most people like it or most people dislike it until a couple of months, because I feel like the first day, the first 24 hours, even the first couple of days of an album dropping, I mean, you can get a general consensus of like how people feel about it, but over time, people will start to change their opinions. Like, look at, for example, Music that Cardi released about a year ago. I mean, everybody loved that shit when it dropped. Sure, there was like back and forth of people who didn't like it and liked it or whatever, but as time went on, now you don't really hear anybody talking about it anymore. And like, probably like, I would say about 4 or 5 months after, people kind of stopped talking about it. And you kind of realize that you get the general consensus that most people thought it was just like, it's just alright. Like, it's just a good album, but it's nothing crazy. So, you gotta kind of wait like 2, 3, 4 months before you can really say, oh, everyone likes this album, everyone hates this album, or this album is just whatever. But right now, it's very mixed, because people are still attuning themselves to this sound. They're still kind of developing whether or not they actually like it. Because you don't have to like an album on the first listen. You don't have to like an album on the second listen. You don't have to like an album on the first day. But because the internet is the way the internet is, people vocalize their opinions very, very, very quickly. And, on point. Like, people listen to the first song and they're already commenting whether they like it or not. It's just how the internet is. But after a couple weeks and a couple months, once people start really understanding what was going on here, then we'll really see whether or not this album was very well received or very badly received. I have seen nothing but mixed. Like, I've seen a lot of people don't like it, a lot of people like it, so it's very, very much gonna have to, like, we're gonna have to wait. Only time will tell, really, if this album ends up being a very, very, very well received album. But I personally think it is gonna be. I really think it will. I think there's a lot of songs on here that have potential for people to just kind of listen to a couple times before they're really like, oh, wait a minute, this song's really good. Like, Live Like This, Taller, My Way, fucking, I think No More Ghosts is an amazing song as well with Kid Cudi. Geek Love, Went Wrong. I feel like that one might blow up, honestly, just because of his flow and everything on it. And then My Time. I think My Time's going to be a really big one as well. But I feel like there's a lot of songs on here that people just have to get used to. You can make the argument, well, oh, we shouldn't have to get used to songs if we really want to like them. And, well, that's kind of true in some cases. For this, it's a little different because Yeat has been developing the sound over the last 2 years. I mean, even 3 years, honestly. Because with 2093 is kind of when we saw like the first experimental aspect of Yeat. The first time he really went out of his way and experimented. We kind of got a little bit of experimentation on Afterlife. But nothing to the extent of 2093 where he just kind of did like a real big change, right? And very, very mixed. Very, very mixed received. As a lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't like it. Kind of the same as everything that Yeat's dropped recently. And then a couple months later, we got Lifestyle, which was him kind of going back to his old sound, kind of trying to appeal to the old fans and stuff like that. And then obviously that album didn't do the best. It didn't do really bad, and I still like it, but it didn't do the best. And then we got A Dangerous Summer, which wasn't exactly an album, but it was almost like a teaser towards ADL, kind of giving us a little bit of a sneak peek at what it was going to be. And now we got A Dangerous Life, which I feel like is the final full developed version of like the start of Yeat's experimental era and where he's finally ending up. Like this is where Yeat's finally ending up, and I feel like people just are kind of still warming up to it after a certain amount of time because it really has been changing a lot. Like I think the least drastic change that he has had in the last 2 years is from A Dangerous Summer to A Dangerous Life. Because I feel like you could tell that in A Dangerous Summer, Yeat really found the sound he was looking for back in 2093 when he was starting to experiment. And now he's finally kind of found his groove and what he likes, and that's what he's dropped. That's what ADL is. ADL is a culmination of everything that he's been working on for the last 2 years, put into an album and pieced together just the way he wanted it. Like, he literally said he doesn't give a fuck about charting. He just wants to make what he fucks with. And that's what this is. And it all started with 2093. And that's why I feel like eventually people will start to appreciate this album and like it a little bit more. And there's going to be people that don't like it, and that's completely fine. I mean, there's no obligation, there's no law saying you have to love this album. But of course people aren't going to like it because it's different. It does appeal to the mainstream a little bit more. I know that's a pretty hot take that people have had, and I do agree. Like, he's definitely gone in the direction of trying to appeal to the mainstream more. But again, like I said, that's what happens when you become such a big artist. You start kind of thinking like of different. You have to start thinking of different ways to get bigger. Because at a certain point, like, if Yeat continued to make a lifestyle type of sounds, even kind of 2093, but if he continued with Afterlife and Life and Up to Me type of sounds, he would not be as big as he is right now. I know that's like kind of a bit of a hot take, but he would not be as big as he is right now if he decided to stay with those sounds, because eventually we would all be like, yo bro, you gotta switch it up, you gotta change something. But because that's not what he went with, now people are saying the opposite. People saying, he should go back to that sound. He should hop back on drugs, which I think is crazy, bro. We should not be telling somebody to hop back on drugs and to relapse. Like, that's crazy. And I know it's a joke for the most part, but some people are dead ass serious about this. But I think this is exactly what he needed to do. And like I said, once you become super big, you have to look for other ways to get bigger. And yeah, that's going to be appealing to the mainstream to a certain extent, which I feel like still, like, listening to this album a couple times, he does a really good job at doing both, appealing to the mainstream and appealing to his core fan base. He still has the same ad-libs that everyone loves, the whistles, even the bells sometimes, the same type of beats, but like, it's just, he has to modify it in order to grasp a larger amount of people, because as an artist, his goals are different than how we're going to view the music. We view the music as something to listen to. He views the music as something that's going to propel himself forward, and I feel like that's something that people just maybe don't understand, and they honestly don't have to, because they aren't Yeat. We aren't Yeat. We don't have to understand what he's doing. We're just here to listen to the music. And I fuck with this album. I know a lot of people do. But if you don't, let me know in the comments why. Like, what parts of the album do you not like? What songs do you not like? And, you know, what do you think he should have done differently? And if you do like it, also let me know why you like it. Because, I mean, look, I like it. I just want to know why other people like it too, because I think this shit's fire, and I think he did a great job with this. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. I love this project, but yeah. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.